Welcome to Reread. Today I'm talking about one-shot comic book, a Boba Fett comic book called Overkill. When I pulled this one out, I thought, I don't remember this one at all. Was it any good? And in the back of my head, I was going, no, I don't think I like this one. And as I read it, I remembered why. It's so confusing. Two Imperials are talking. One, I guess he's a lieutenant or whatever. He's gone behind his captain or admiral's, his superior's back, and he's hired Boba Fett to pick a fight with the local king and his subjects on the planet that the Empire is trying to get in good with, so that the king will fire at the Empire and the Empire will wipe out the king, which will get his superior in trouble and get him promoted. But some other Imperials who are outside the operation in upper management, they know about this and they congratulate him on hiring a good bounty hunter, Fett, to pull this all off and give him his promotion. And his buddy's like, wait, you mean you had this plan from the whole time? You weren't acting? And he thought, well, this is an insubordination. You can't just disobey an officer's command. And then Boba Fett at the end goes, just pray that someone doesn't, pay me to do the same thing to you. And he flies off. And the Imperial officer's like, gulp. Nothing about this makes sense. Like the whole time, and I reread the first part. I'm like, what is going on here? And I still don't understand it. It's really not that good. And generally speaking, Dark Horse did a really good job with Boba Fett one-shots. I can't wait to talk about a lot of other Boba Fett one-shots later on, because they were actually pretty decent. It's just one little story about Boba Fett doing a few awesome things and having a little adventure and always getting his bounty on time, right? This one felt like it was more around these Imperial officers and this plot around it, and Boba Fett was just in the comic book. In fact, it really shouldn't have been called Boba Fett Overkill. It should have been just like Empire issue, fill in the blank here, because that's what it, co-starring Boba Fett, because he does a few action scenes or whatnot, but it's really around these two Imperial officers and their commanding officer, and then as he gets arrested and he's going to get promoted, the other officer goes, good job, your plan worked after all. Like I said, so confusing. And it's a one-shot. It's not like they had this over like 3 or 4 stories to get it right. You had one comic book to explain a simple story, and you made it as convoluted and confusing as you possibly could. This is not a good comic book. And I dedicated a whole entire episode to it. What was I thinking? All right, folks. I'll see you next time.